new, we'll be seeing a few more people drop in. Hang on, there's a... Alright, sorry about that, guys. There was a slight technical glitch there. Just explaining the back to this is that there is... when I do the YouTube instant lives, you basically just click the button and it goes on straight away. When you actually schedule an event, you have to play it through the preview player, and then you can start streaming. So my preview player crashed because, you know, YouTube, Firefox. But well, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yes, for those who are just joining in, hello. As I was saying, the weather here is actually pretty chilly. In fact, my dad had to put the heater on last night, and this is the middle of summer, so but it's weird here. Very weird. So apologies for the short dropout. So yes, welcome to another live stream with me. This is the second day. Sorry, but it's weird here. Thank you, Sandra, for reminding me. Yes, sound is muted. Very good. Alright, so, yes, welcome back. It is the second day of teaching, and I am feeling pretty good about it. So, what I am trying to do is get back in the rhythm of teaching. And it's been a pretty good time, actually. So, it's been a bit of a transition back to teaching, but after 10 years of doing it, it gets pretty good. Is audio okay right now? I think it's good now. Yeah, and you know, just I like being the front line of education. I love being in the classroom, and you know, love being with the kids. And I think it's it works both ways. It's nice to be positive about what we're doing. So anyway, welcome to the crowd. I see the usual notification squad. Book, Lewis, thank you for and Sandra as well. Thanks for letting me about the sound. Sometimes these things don't work out that particularly well. Let's see. I think we're looking right. Stream looks good. Let's do a quick check here. How are we, guys? Is audio okay now? I've disabled sound, so let's do a double check. Let me know in chat if the audio is working fine. We've got a lot of things to share today, as you can probably tell from the video title. I will play some piano for some intro music, but I feel like a whole mess in it right now, so we won't touch that. Okay, so what we are going to do today is learn some archery. So as you know, I'm not a very good archer, but you know, I try to do my best to share my knowledge with you guys. Now, I think many of you now know my YouTube history. You know, I obviously make a lot of YouTube videos. Those saw my last stream. I've got like 1,300 videos. That's a lot of videos. But more importantly, I've inevitably become the face of archery on the internet. So for anyone, expert village, for anyone who has tried to learn about archery on the internet, you've probably come across me. This is why you're here right now, right? What you ought to do, I'll be right back, by the way. I've got a phone in the back, which is my dad's. So I'm going to go back to him before it goes off. Be right back. Placeholder. I'm back. Sorry guys, undo placeholder. Right, just making sure that nothing goes off in the background. I mean, if my phone goes off, that's okay, right? It's not, so that's awkward. Okay, so yes, my background is, of course, you search of archery, you find me. And before me, there was Grizzly Jim and Grey Archer and Jeff Kavanagh. But before those guys, the most reputable source of archery information was WikiHow. And that's really not saying that much. Man, WikiHow is a meme unto itself. and you can tell from any illustration it's WikiHow. The Borg audio. Yeah, sorry guys about that, but easy fixes. By the way, I really must recommend that you check out my yesterday's stream for those who missed it. That's when we did the straight shot archery course, the free preview from Archery Pro, and that was absolute fun. Like if you were there yesterday, oh man, I learned so much from Rob Dunphy. In fact, I should implement some of these techniques in this stream. So what I've learned on how to be a good presenter so I can charge $55 for a course is present like this. Right? I've got to do this. So if you want to learn about archery, you've got to look at Wiki. I've got to bounce up and down. Seriously, watch that stream. That was so much fun. It turned out much better than I thought it would. But oh my goodness, that was such a fun stream. Some quick questions before we begin. Mr. Highvolt, should the arrow be in line of the stabilizer for an Olympic style bow? Good question. Alright, so I don't have a stabilizer here. The answer is actually no. The stabilizer normally points straight forward. The arrow often points to the side. It should be pointed off center. That's the way it naturally should be when it compensates for, blah blah paradox. But it shouldn't actually be in line. I did learn how to do a G chord from Chrysler, the archery instructor to the stars. But sorry, the answer, Mr. Harvard again. Yeah, the arrow should not be parallel to the stabilizer. That actually shouldn't be the case. Re-row, should I make this series learning stuff from WikiHow? I don't actually want to, by the way. I was originally gonna do this as an actual video because yesterday or the day before on Reddit, I saw the absolute best WikiHow picture. You'll see this later on, but we're gonna have a bit of fun today going through some different courses on WikiHow. Sten, is the Clay app open on Saturday? Yes, we open on Saturday. We open Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. You should have an email from our president about the opening times and the codes for the keys. So it is open. And visitors are welcome as long as the equipment is compliant to Archery Australia guidelines. We shout out. Will a compound sight work on a recurve bow? Yes, Sean. Compound sights use the same mountings as bushings as a recurve. It'll work fine. Might be a little weird, but yes, it is fine. Tony, welcome. You are late on the notice squad. I'm disappointed, but that's okay because we've had a few technical issues. Wow, more stuff. I do want to eventually do the WikiHow tutorial, right? But now that we're asking questions, can straw tire damage carbon arrows, or should be perfectly fine? The answer is technically yes, but then it's not significant damage. Carbon arrows will eventually split and crack because there is a huge amount of deceleration when an arrow hits a target. People sometimes forget this. So when the arrow embeds itself into a target, such as straw, it experiences huge decompression and it generates a lot of heat because of this friction from impact. This will cause things like, melt some of the bond or the glue, and that's why we should straw. Straw tends to adhere to the shaft, or especially between the point and the shaft. It's not a serious thing, but you do have to replace your arrows at some point. It's not going to cause an explosion, which we'll go into a bit later, but it's not like completely flawless either. Some arrows, like the Eastern ACEs and X10s, tend to be quite fragile when you hit things, so just to be careful of that. Am you early for the stream? For once you are. We're just starting actually. So welcome and hello to Stratus. Back to Sten. Can you go hunting with my god bow? You for the god bow. Technically you can, but you need to make sure it's compliant to the draw weights. I'm not sure what the Victorian draw weights are. I didn't double check that on the hunting websites or the hunting the laws. You can. I'm just not sure if your particular bow is compliant. It's been a while. Alright, so let's actually go through what we're doing today. So, like I said, come on guys, give me a break. Flinty, does hot and cold temperatures affect arrow when shooting? Yes. temperature fluctuations will affect the basically air pressure. Okay, so if you go from cold to hot air rises, and that means that the arrows will kind of float higher than usual. So you do have to keep this in mind, especially when you're shooting from a long session, let's say morning to afternoon, and the temperature changes. You may find that your sight settings and your arrows will differ depending on the conditions that you originally used. In addition, when you sight your bow, if you're using sights, when you sight your bow, do keep in mind the conditions you sighted in. Because if you, let's say you shoot on a cool day, you have your sight markings, and then in summer you shoot on a really hot day, it's going to be different to what you originally had. So just keep that in mind. Monster Hunter bows would be good. I've heard good things about Monster Hunter, but I haven't really touched that yet. All right, is it £50 for Vic? Are you sure about that? I think it's £50, but I don't know about hunting, so we'll get back to it. So anyway, one of the questions here was Blaze. Any tips for learning longbow? We'll get to that in a moment. So let's go through today's agenda. We are going through WikiHow and learning about archery. So let's see what we have here. That's me. That's what I had in mind. So archery, that was NUSensei. Archery on WikiHow. Now this is the whole category. I don't look forward to this, but what we're gonna do is go through WikiHow, look through a large range. You can see all my tabs already here. And we're going to go through a range of tutorials from WikiHow. Now, I want to do a couple of prefaces, okay? Firstly, this is going to be a bit of fun, alright? So I'm going to crack myself laughing. We should have a drinking game, alright? If you can think of rules for a drinking game, then let me know, because I'm going to finish this archery juice, and I think WikiHow is going to cover this for us. How about for every illustration, every mistake in any illustration gets 1 swig, okay? How about that? So, firstly, what is it? This is an apple, raspberry, and pear. Okay, so for every cringe-worthy mistake in the illustration, we'll take a drink. Luckily, I don't drink alcohol, so I'm not gonna die. I think WikiHow is gonna be a bad thing. But the other thing too is I'm ready to be surprised. When we did the Archery Pro Udemy course last night, it was actually surprisingly decent. The presenter actually knew what she was talking about, at least one of them. So I'll be ready to be surprised at the quality of information. And I think some of the tech stuff we see is actually quite good. I know, Bubble, look how much information. I know, right? I feel threatened, you know, like, I know, my livelihood, you know, I feel like I should, you know, just leave now. So, let's actually do some stuff. I might need more archery juice, absolutely right. So, let's begin. So, since we mentioned, Blaze, you mentioned longbow. I've got the longbow thing here. Where's the longbow? Here we go. How to shoot an English longbow. I'm dying already. I can't change up into Firefox. Hang on. There we go. Oh my goodness. This is like an illustration from a Flash game from the 90s. This is like Adventure Quest in Flash. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, okay, I'm not gonna criticize the historical accuracy or lack thereof. In fact, this first picture isn't that bad. I don't feel too much cringe. I'm not sure about the quiver placement. That's a strange way to wear a quiver. But this first illustration isn't cringy yet. Although I should point out that his hand is missing a glove. And a couple of parts. It goes from, here we go, glove, a blue glove, and he's got some weird growth coming out there. But, okay, I'm not taking a swig yet. Here we go. Take an arrow and knock it on the bowstring. Make sure the odd-colored vein feather is in between your bow and the riser shelf of your English longbow. Okay, there's no odd color feather in this illustration, and traditionally you don't use odd color feathers, so that's not too bad though. Alright, chat, we following? That's not too bad right now. I will chug a lot more. That's not too bad. Alright, what do you think so, guys? The pictures are enough, absolutely. Why would an archer need chainmail? Sandra, legit question. Mail is actually, it was a common armor in the medieval times. Firstly, mail is relatively good against arrows. And you obviously wore it on top of something else, like a gambison. So you actually had a pretty decent set of armor, which didn't weigh that much. And remember, archers, well, the English medieval archers, were expected to fight in melee as well. It wasn't the main thing, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to wear armor. Now, the exception is probably Agincourt, because the archers had dysentery, so a lot of them were naked from the waist downwards. So that's something different. So, let's get back to our tutorial. For those who are going ahead, you probably know what to expect. Alright. Twist your arm at the elbow when arm guard or hardened leather, or mail in this case, so that the string doesn't get under the arm guard and bite you. This is called string slap and can be very painful. What's going on? What's going on here? Alright. Because on top here, you have, he's loading it correctly on the left side of the bow. He's holding the wrong place, by the way. Oh, I should have chugged. Okay. Alright. So, our first cringe mistake. Why the hell is he holding the bow below the grip and knocking the arrow below the grip? So that's one chug. One chug. Secondly, okay. I know there's a whole Lars Anderson thing going on right now, but you don't shoot an English longbow with the arrow on the right side. I don't mind the grip. That's a terrible grip, but that's illustration thing, right? But this, I love the gaze, by the way. The full intent of him looking at this longbow, which is not poorly drawn. The trees are bad, but the longbow's are okay. But you can't put the arrow on the right side. So let's make that chug number 2. Are you joining, by the way? I have seen in Lars Anderson's video that one of the volunteers shot on the right side. It can be done, but it's super hard to do on a real longbow, because like the force you have in pulling 120 pounds, you're gonna just yank the arrow off. There's just no way to avoid that. This is not viable. You ate my doodle. If you want to watch it, well, it'll be on the channel a bit later, so you won't miss out too much. But wow, okay, so that's 2 chugs so far. Alright. Oh look, it's magically on the left side now. Alright. Let's keep on going. Grip the string with your index, middle, and ring fingers, and the arrow between your index and middle. It doesn't show that. Why is he shooting 3 under on an English longbow? How many tabs do I have open? Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright. If the arrow falls off, the knock may be too large. I mean, this is good advice. I mean, the written text is actually pretty good. This is the illustrations. We hear the illustrations. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright, what can we count here? We have the arrow on the right side again. We have the 3 fingers under the arrow. And it's drawn to somewhere on his chest. What is going on here? Draw the arrow to a comfortable spot on your face, called an anchor point. I like the face part there, right? That's... You remember my video Remember my 10 beginner tips video where the bonus part of the video was, "Whoosh, do you not know where your face is?" That's exactly what this is. This looks painful. This looks agonizing. How do you draw this? Make sure you always draw back to the same anchor point, or your shots will become too inconsistent. Some draw to their chin with the string running up the tip of their nose, others draw to the back end of their jawbone, while others find it comfortable to rest the arrow up on their cheekbone near their eye. In this form of instinctive shooting, it is most common to draw to the corner of the mouth. These spots on your face are called your anchor point. Find one that is comfortable for you and stick to it. A consistent anchor point is key to accurate, consistent shooting. And that's pretty good, actually. I mean, that's a pretty good description. Probably Mook. Yes, the facial expression is consistent. That's true. Okay. But alright, I want to make a serious point. So, in historical archery, prior to the English longbow technique or the Welsh longbow technique, a lot of bows were actually drawn to this position. The idea of drawing it back to your face, or the English, the proper traditional English style, is to draw to the ear. So because you're shooting a 120, perhaps a 150-pound longbow, it will look more like this. You can't doing that with your whole body sitting in. So you can't let you push forward, you lean in, and then you have this anchor point up here. You elevate or whatever, you direct fire, and then the loose you can kind of jump forward. So that is happening for most of the correct techniques, but a lot of the portrayals of old archery techniques using old bows is that they always show modern technique, which is not quite right. But prior to the English longbow, a lot of cultures and techniques drew to chest level, or kind of this area. So the illustration technically isn't wrong. It's just anachronistic. So it's more like a bad illustration, but it actually can be correct. So when people see people drawing down here, it's not ahistorical. In this case, it is. Let's get back to our illustrations, our WikiHow. Alright, I don't want to drink this one because technically, if you shoot... No. You know what? No. I have to. You can't do that. Okay, even if you shoot thumb draw, you can't do that. You cannot point the bow in this way with thumb draw. That's my chug. Okay, so let's go through this. Focus your attention on the smallest spot you can find on your target and let nothing else distract you. If you have a target with rings on it, focus on a blemish on the target within the centermost ring. If it is an animal, pick an off-colored hair to focus on. The smaller, the better. Pull back and hold until the spot becomes clear and all else around it becomes a blur. This can be anywhere from about 1 second after drawing the bow to the moment you can contact with your anchor point. That's actually not bad. It's not a bad description. A little abstract. It's actually not a bad way to visualize things. I like how the arrow like teleports from left to right just magically. Quick question, Flinty, what type of wood was common to use for a bow back in the day? Depends on what back in the day means. If you talk about English longbow, yew would have been the most popular wood back then. That would be a juice shortage. Okay. Number 6. I'm not gonna drink again. That's the same thing. Yeah, no. That considering the bad technique and alignment, this is not that bad. I can't see a cringe thing here. The facial expression is it's perfectly consistent, so that seems okay. Relax the fingers of your right hand to let the string slip past them. This prevents the bow from jumping or lurching, which will throw off your shot. This is actually a pretty good description of a shot process. Hold your stance with the arrow to target. That's actually not important at all, but nothing wrong with this picture. Let's double check that. Looks okay, and that's it. Okay, have you been counting chugs, by the way, chat? I need you to count the chugs, because I'm going to run out of juice very quickly, and I need to monitor my sugar levels, right? So, help me out here. So, how many chugs did I do? I'd love to count. Someone tell me in chat. So what's happened to the string? The picture we saw before actually isn't wrong. The string it basically shows us the string going forwards. That's actually fine. This is what it looks like in slow motion. That's a pretty decent portrayal in a still image. If you watch any video in slow mo, even my videos when I release the bowstring, it does wobble, and that's quite normal. More so on a light bow than a heavy bow, but that's quite normal. Okay, so I need an official count. I don't have a way to kind of put a thing on here at the moment. Someone can tell me in chat, and I'll keep note of that. Was it 5? I think it was 5. All right, so that is our first. That's. I need a lot of juice. Crap. All right, so that's our first one done. Let's get back to the start here. So there are a few ways I wanna. Okay, let's just think that's probably less cringy. So, how to shoot an arrow. Okay, 93% helpful. That looks very good. This is promising. Okay, let's see how this one does. Let's do this. So, in a hurry, to shoot a drawstring bow. The drawstring bow. I don't think there's a real thing called a drawstring bow. Start by lining your body up perpendicular to the target, making sure your back is straight and your feet are shoulder width apart. Then point your bow toward the ground and attach the back of an arrow to the bowstring via the nock. Place 3 fingers on the string around the arrow, then pull the bow up and hold it out toward the target. When you're ready to shoot, draw the string toward your face, aim and relax your fingers to relax the arrow. For tips on how to shoot a crossbow and equipment, keep reading. Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong with this. That's pretty general. Alright, shooting a drawstring bow. Alright, examine the illustration. Are there any cringe parts here? Well, you can see that there's a layer problem. The string kind of goes behind the arm, so it's holding down. I mean, it's not wrong. It just seems unusual. So, yeah, this seems okay. There's no finger tab or shooting glove. Alright, I'll look past that. This seems to be okay. I've seen worse on WikiHow. Line your body up perpendicular to the target. When you're ready to shoot, line yourself up so that if you drew an imaginary line from yourself to the target, the line would go across your feet. If you're right eye dominant, hold the bow with your left hand, point your left shoulder to the target, and hand the arrow and string with your right hand. If you are left eye dominant, do the reverse. Okay, that's fair. Nothing wrong with that. Oh my god! Ow! Ouch! Oh! That was painful. I need a big drink for this one. Count, please. Is that 6? Holy shit! What the hell is that? I mean, you could kind of see what they're trying to do. It kind of looks like a shelf. It looks like a very poorly drawn shelf. Oh. Wow. How to make fire with bows and arrows. The fire bow, we kind of do like that. Oh my goodness. Hello, Eyal from Israel. Shalom. Let's go back to our study of archery. Alright, so we had this. Alright, let's give me stand upright and place your feet shoulder width apart. Pinch your buttocks. Hashtag me too. Pinch your buttocks together to bring your pelvis forward. Keep your back erect so that when you pull the string, your arms and shoulders form a T shape. Your stance should be comfortable enough to hold for long periods of time, but also firm and alert. Okay, fair enough. What? I don't get this. Okay. Point your bow down and attach an arrow to the string. Point your bow toward the ground. Let's hide the next picture. I don't want to drink too much too soon. Attach the back of the arrow to the bowstring via the small plastic component with a groove in it, called the nock. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Nothing wrong there. Okay. Arrow's on the wrong side. Wait, no, it's the right side. No, hang on. Wait, that's the what? Okay, that is on the wrong side somehow. How the what happened to the bow? Like, is what? It's gone from this stick here to what? I mean, that was decent, by the way. And you can just see a finger tab. It's not attached to anything. But you can just see that there is some kind of protection there. Like, this isn't too bad. I've seen far worse. This isn't too bad. It kind of makes sense. Use 3 fingers to hold the string. Yeah, makes sense. Split finger style. It's fine. Put a bit up toward the target. This picture, it's not bad. I love the detail on the little curl. It's like Clark Kent kind of style. Okay, that's not bad. I've seen far worse than that. This one's a little weird because the target. What is with that target? That is a trippy target. Look at that. I don't mind this, by the way. This is kind of incorrect technique, but a lot of beginners shoot like this. That's completely fine. You can shoot fine with just that alignment. That's a chicken wing. But this target, man, that is like shooting into a trip or something. That is weird. I'm gonna chug because that was a weird target. Blocks Play TV. I'll show you an upside down bow later. Okay, trust me on this one. Okay, all right. This isn't too bad so far. By the way, please keep count on my drinks. What the hell's that? Oh, I don't even what is going on here? When are we starting this one? Okay, there's no finger tab. The string is somehow magically still in a perfectly tense angle, despite having let go and flown like 5 inches. But look at that facial expression. How do you like describe that? It's like, bruh. That's like the best meme. This is the absolute best meme, bruh. Just like caption is bruh. It's like he's reached that revelation, It's like, did you know that the thing you wear around your neck and the thing you shoot with arrows is the same? Bruh. it's just, come on, we have to top that somehow, right? WikiHow, I would gladly donate for this entertainment. My goodness. I need a chug, by the way. I need to finish this, so, I need a refill. Keep counting, please. But while I'm refilling, just enjoy this for a minute longer. Bro. Alright, archery bros, how are we? Bruh. Alright, I'm using Archer's milk this time. Bring the whole bottle. I was going to bring the whole bottle. But yeah, I want to have a bit of a variety here. That was my archery juice. So, let's go back to our study of archery. Oh, come on, this is a 5 out of 5 picture. Alright, I'm gonna focus on the pictures. The descriptions are pretty good, actually. Alright, crossbow. Yeah, not worried about that too much. Holy crap! Okay. This is more of an anatomy thing. How accurate is this picture? How accurate is this? This is not bad for WikiHow. Buy a bow that matches your dominant eye. Okay. That seems okay. The grip is terrible on this one. There's no grip. But I'm not gonna fault this, really. Well, yes I am. Where do you put the arrow? Because you have a recurve here, with like obviously no handedness. But you have... I mean, you could shoot off the shelf, I guess, or off the hand. Not exactly right, but not cringeworthy yet. Well, choose arrows. God. I might drink for this one, because what the hell kind of arm guard says arm guard? Arm guard. Gee, like we should have like a whole series of like archery equipment with like the names just written on. Like you have bow and arrow and arm guard. That's perfect. I'll do one chunk with that. I can't one for this, bro. So keep counting for me. Buy target, that's done. Okay, that's not bad. All right, I think this one here really takes the cake, bruh. So that's 2 we've done. I need an official count. All right, thanks, Gildan. You're my official counter. We have had 9 chugs after 2 tutorials. Have we learnt about archery? I think we've learned a lot about archery. But let's keep on going. We can do this. Crap. Okay, how to start archery. Here we go. Alright, preamble. Find an archery club. I like how this is like completely fabricated. You are here. Duck archery club, arrow archery club, shooting archery club, a archery club. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna drink. That's fine. I get the idea. So look for clubs near you, and this is actually really good advice. As much as I want to make fun of WikiHow for all these cringy things, this is not bad. The information is accurate, so I'd say I'll give this is passable, I'd say. But let's keep on going. Whoa. Well, the information is good. Call and find out what they offer. This reminds me of something. There's something very familiar about this one here. Let me find out where I got it from. Because for those who watch me a lot, I want to point something out. Because this is really a good throwback. Come on, I'm pretty sure... Yes. This reminds me of this. Remember this? Oh my goodness, is that a me reference? Oh, come on, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. So I could probably do that right now, right? Okay, other way, right? So what's the picture? What I need to get this right. Okay, he's holding his left hand, and he's doing what? I'm reversed, right? So I can actually do it. There we go. Okay. All right. So he's basically doing that. What's the pose? I have to get this right somehow. All right. So he's really smiling. He's got way too much happiness. Great eyebrows. So okay. My camera's on the wrong side, so I can't do this properly. But it looks like there's like. Yeah, is that right? Okay. All right, I'm good with that. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is great. I haven't reached the archery part yet. This is just a phone call. Okay, call up. Hey. Oh my god. Why did I scroll down? What is going on there? Okay. Well, I... Is that 10? Is that number 10? Oh my goodness, what is going on there? Oh, that's gold. That's comedy gold. So for those just watching, yeah, like you don't put an arrow there. First, that's a very thin arrow. But secondly, you don't put it. That's a very long arrow as well, by the way. This is full draw arrows, like to the next chapter. But yeah, you don't put the arrow there. Oh my goodness. Learn from a live person. Yeah, don't learn from a dead person. Otherwise, if information is good. Friend, family member, man, it's just good stuff. Whoa! Firstly, that target is weird. Secondly, there's a flu fletching, so that won't go anywhere. But what is that? I've never made that face before. Huh. This is how you score in archery. That's the meme from yesterday for those who missed it. We learned how to score. We paid $50 to learn how to score. That's how you score in archery. So next time you go to your range and you pick an arrow, you can't pull an arrow. Like they teach you, when I did my safety course, you have to use two hands to pull an arrow. But you have to do this. You have to go when pulling an arrow. I'm not gonna drink that one, but that is that is absolutely funny. Oh dear. Oh, you're right, by the way. I was wondering what this was. I thought that was a ledge or the shelf. You're right. That's her index finger. I didn't realize that. She is truly one with the bow. That deserves a drink. What are we? Are we 11 yet? Oh my goodness. Okay. Eye dominance. Yeah, that's fine. Looks like the Illuminati. Nothing wrong with that though. Rent bows. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I like how the bows are like just one color. The whole thing is like red or purple or grey. And there's like even the cams are color coded. Anything actually wrong with this? Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. I've seen far worse illustrations. The grips are weird, but it's not too bad. The arrows are weird. You got broadheads? No, you don't borrow broadheads. Choose the bow with the Why is there a scale? The advice is good, by the way, but when we say draw weight, we literally don't mean draw a weight. Count. Yes, Johan, this is live. I'm still alive, by the way. Alright. Oh, this has to be good. Safety first. Alright, what can possibly go wrong with this? Actually, that's not bad. This may actually be the best drawing in the whole thing. If you think about it, right? So he's wearing decent safety equipment. There's the right number of fingers. They're not wood. He's got a chest guard, which is a bit excessive. That's fine. He's got one eye open, which is a technique. It's the correct eye as well that's open for left-handed shooting. He's got an arm gun in the right position. The grip's okay. The bow's not badly drawn either. There's no arrow, but that's fine. This is a demonstration, and technically it's a dry fire demonstration. This is actually a pretty good illustration. Hey! What do you think, guys? That's actually not bad. There's no arrow, it's true, but yeah, that's actually not bad. A meme of me and the brush guy. I'm not thinking what you're thinking about right now, so I'm not sure. So I can't really say that. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Okay, I'd say this is a good illustration. All right, let's move on. Okay, that's all right. I still hate the one eye aiming. You don't teach that in archery these days. I don't think people have for a long time. It's not. This is a good illustration. I mean, I think the same artist drew both. You can tell there's a difference in an art style, but that one's actually right. This one's pretty. The bow's the same, but it's properly angled for the side. The shoulder's popping up. That's a beginner form for it. That's fine. These are good drawings. And it looks like they just copy and paste and reverse the yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it's actually the same thing, just reversed. Still, it's not bad. Yeah, it is. It is exactly the same thing. You can tell from the finger position that it's just the same drawing reversed with a different haircut. So okay, that's fair. All right, it's a shortcut, but the original drawing wasn't bad to begin with, so nothing wrong with that actually. James, I believe you're right, and there's a huge problem you see in one of the later ones I'll show you. I'm saving the best till last. Improvement stance here. Yeah, that's the same thing. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, that's different. I'm not sure what the cross is. Breathe. Can someone help interpret what this picture is? He's got some Ninja Turtle fingers, I guess. I mean, this is like a warning sign. It's like no telekinetic interference. Chat, help me here. The rest of the picture looks fine. I just can't figure out what this is. What's it saying? Huh. I'll drink for that. Holding breath. Yeah, it's kind of true. Go to send me a message on Facebook, or you can email me. Okay, it's holding his breath. All right, thanks for the interpretation there. That's wrong though. Breathe steadily when you shoot. Holding your breath during a shot is a common mistake made by beginners. What this does is reduce oxygen to your brain and also can affect your vision. Take slow, normal breaths that keep you calm but don't cut off your oxygen. I disagree with this actually. I think it's. I'll count that chug. Thanks for the counting. I'll count that. The reason why I disagree with this advice is you don't breathe while you shoot. You don't hold the shot long enough to breathe, and if you are breathing, then you've stuffed it up. You're holding way too long. The current advice for high performance archers is, by the way, people always ask me to make a breathing video. Most people don't need to think about breathing, but if you have to ask, the correct method is to exhale by the time you reach full draw. You exhale, so your chest drops, and so do your shoulders. If you breathe when you're shooting, you go. That's not good. You shouldn't hold your breath because that increases your heart rate, and you will feel it. By the way, in my last few competitions, when I've been feeling anxious, I've held my breath, and you can feel the blood pounding in your brain because your blood pressure increases, your pulse increases. So that throws you off tremendously. You breathe out, you relax, and you go shoulder straight, and you do your shot. So I actually disagree with me. Sorry, I disagree with the advice on WikiHow here. Nice interpretation. I'll take the chug though. So that was this is not good advice. I don't think people teach this. You don't breathe in archery. What's going on here? That's not a safe practice point, by the way. I'm not sure what's behind the fence, but with a target that high, and you're a beginner, that's gonna go over. That's pretty dangerous. It's perspective. I'm not gonna really drink for that one. Form is terrible, but yeah, it's a longbow. That's pretty typical beginner. Nothing wrong with that. Practice often. That's the same thing flipped. By the way, you wondering why I'm commenting on this? The target is. Sorry, just having too much juice and gases now. It's if you want to shoot like this, you need something higher. You need a higher fence or something to stop the arrow from going over the fence. If this was a situation, I would blow the target shoot downwards. It's not going to be as ergonomic, but it's safer. You need something behind there. And bear in mind, the arrows can go through the fence. So this is actually not a very safe spot here. Not a good illustration. Same. Ooh, that's a pretty cool picture. What's he shooting though? It's like some kind of harpoon. It's actually not a bad picture in terms of drawing. You could practice angles, so nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I think we're on 13 drinks now. Oh my goodness. 14, right, 14. Okay, how to understand archery. In order for me to do this properly, alright, I have to model this somehow. Okay, so I've got Arab Archery, which I'm reading right now. Good book. And what does he do? So he's wearing his suit and gloves. I don't have my suit on. I'm done teaching, so I'm not wearing my suit. But how's he doing it? Okay, I think I've got this. So he's basically doing. Is it the book open? Right. All right. So it has to be like that. All right. So it has to. I've got my hand on my hip. All right. That's gold. That is gold. That deserves a drink. Oh, I don't know. I don't even. This one's a pretty short article, so yeah, learn about target archery. And actually good information too. Look at feeder wood archery, field archery. This is not a bad picture. Let's be more critical here. It's not detailed, but it's fine. That's not bad actually. This is a very good drawing of a bow, in my opinion. I don't see anything too wrong with this. It's a little vague in detail, but it's correct. So that's not bad. 3D archery, kids bow. That's actually not a bad one either. A little weird with the knocking point with the end loop, but that's just not bad. This may look cringe-worthy, but there's actually nothing wrong with this either. Yeah, that's fine. It's not really. Oh well. Okay, that's one there. So the arrow is not on the wrist. Actually, well, if no, that's wrong. It's you could explain this if she had the arrow on the right side, which as a left-handed shooter is correct. That's fine actually. The perspective is weird, but the arrow is actually resting on behind the bow, which is correct. Nothing wrong with that either. Okay, we only have one drink there. It was a short article, so not surprising. Do you know the way? Thank you, depression. Do you know the way? We need more circumflex memes on this one. All right, so let's keep on going. That was actually not too bad. How to aim a compound bow? Oh, this would be interesting because I don't shoot compound, right? What can we learn about this? Warm up. That's a very detailed. Look at the shading on that. That is very nice. I mean, at worst would be the burn tool on Photoshop, or GIMP. But at best, that's actually some pretty good brush work. That's really nice. I mean, the hair is terrible because they use different shading techniques for the hair and the face and all that. But that's a pretty good drawing. I wouldn't really recommend doing this these days. The trend for stretching. It's not so much static stretches, but more dynamic ones. Works fine though, but it's not that bad. I've seen far worse. That's not bad. Nice shoes. Okay, here we go. Bow stuff. You don't really shoot a compound this way, but you can, and the bow seems okay. Ooh. Wait. What are you using? I mean, for the most part, the face is okay. Nose, that's okay. But, are we missing something here, people? I don't shoot compound. Alright, so you're gonna help me out here. What is wrong with that picture? Alright, so we have an invisible release aid. Official counter. Is that 15? Let's keep on going. Sighting the shot. Hey, look, there's a release aid. This is not bad, actually. You know, I've seen far worse. The shading's good. I mean, you're right. They trace over like stock pictures, but the shading's pretty good in this one. Peep sight, yeah, that's all right. That seems to be okay. Nothing wrong with that. That's not bad, although you should have like actual sight pins. You could have a sight like this, but you do need sight pins, otherwise you can't defeat the purpose. I mean, but I'm not going to drink with this because you can have an empty pin, an empty sight. That works. Although basically all sights have pins. That's weird. Guys, compound bow. Oh, sight pins here. But this, that's not a compound bow. Drinking. Okay. Alright. Next. There, side pins. Where did they come from? That's correct there. Good advice. That's a pretty nice illustration, actually. One of the better ones on WikiHow. I like how there's a blur for everything except for like this one part here. But otherwise, that's actually not bad. Oh, that's a string. That's a pretty good illustration. That's good too. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing. This is a very good illustration. Let the pin float. Back to the invisible trigger. So Here we go again. Alright. Count, that's 17, was it? And that's it. Try focusing on the target optional. Yeah, right, okay. Next, 4 ways to hold an archery bow. It's actually not bad. This one I've seen before. It's pretty, I like the art style in this one. Nothing wrong there. It's a hand, really. Crossbow, yeah, that works too, from the medieval style. I love this guy. The picture's fine. This is a really good drawing. The reason why I like it, look like me, you know. This is kind of like what I look like. I need better eyebrows somehow. I can't do that yet. You're gonna the serious look. Yeah, I can't do that. That's pretty good though. Yeah, that looks wonky but fine. That looks fine. Looks kind of backwards, but it's fine actually. It's not a bad demonstration. Now this is where things you dropped the ball, guy. Come on, you go from this badass picture that is really cool to this longbow crap with the arrow on the right side on your thumb. Okay, we have dropped the bomb there. Whoa. Okay. So, you can't do this on a longbow, guys. Like, putting the arrow on the thumb of a longbow does not work. Alright. Yeah, circle that. No, same thing. Not gonna drink twice. Otherwise, the information's good. You just can't do that on a longbow. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, come on. That is... Come on. That is badass. That guy is like #1. That is sick. This is what I feel like when I do archery. Rod with the question there. Do I have a video where I explain what got me into archery? I'll put it simple, right? I can't shoot guns here. Yeah, we don't have guns. So, archery. Oh, that was fun. Okay, I think we're halfway there, right? Oh, why did I do this? We've already done this. How to start archery. How to be good at archery. Okay. Search the internet for clubs in your local area. I'm not gonna drink to this one, but that is the thinnest laptop I've ever seen. Assuming that's a laptop, by the way. It says internet. My goodness. That is paper thin. That is literally paper thin. Otherwise, it's okay as a photo. It's basically kind of like... What's his pose? Okay. That's basically what it was. Alright, so we've learned something. Next. Ask to borrow a bow from the club team. Yeah, that's pretty right. There's no archery here. Warm up. Put an arm guard shooting tab. Yeah. The bows. The bows. In terms of the bow, this is surprisingly detailed. The side is correct. It's a Shibuya, you can tell. You got a plunger there. It's in the wrong spot, but the plunger's there. There's a clicker. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're getting really advanced, guys. There's a click on the bow. Stabilizers. I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm trying to zoom in somehow. It looks like he has a finger tab spacer in his glove. That's not that. That's what it looks like with the finger tab. So I think the artist has used a finger tab as a reference, but he's wearing a glove, so it looks wrong. The other thing, I guess, would be the elbow, but that's a perspective thing. It's really hard to shorten for perspective for those that aren't very good artists, and the base model was not very good. But this is actually a really good bow. You know, I don't want to drink because the detail on the bow is actually not bad. But you know, with the rules of engagement, I'm not gonna drink any more juice or milk. It's like midnight here, right? I'm gonna be sick. But because we started it, we've got to keep on going. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna refill with water. Okay, this is I don't know, Archery water, trademark. All right, I lost count already. Is it 19? Looks like it's 19. Okay, back to us. Are the spin wings? I can't tell the spin wings are just really bad veins. Take note of the wind is doing. Whoa. What's yeah, that has to be a finger tab. He's got fingers and finger tab going on there. I don't know why. That's weird. It's probably just a really bad reference. He's trying to do two things in one. So you see the tab, and then you add the glove on top. This is, if I didn't read the caption, I think he's like smelling like food or something. There's like a barbecue or a pie. The anchor point is absolutely terrible, but wait, what? Turn the bow back to its vertical position. What? Wait, what? Did I miss something? Place the... oh, okay. Oh, the picture doesn't match the description. The description is like knocking the arrow, but it's got a picture of him shooting. Okay, that's fine. But the anchor is completely bad here. Yeah, it's a bad anchor. +1, I guess. +1. Yeah. Alright, target's trippy, that's fine. Look at the sight. Yeah, slight adjustment. Yeah, follow the arrow. Whoosh! That's not bad, looks nice. Wait, what? Release the arrow, let go of the string. Huh? Firstly, that's a very large brace height. If the string is stopping there, what's the brace height on this bow? Right? That has been like, I don't know, like a that has been like a 25-inch like a brace height or something. That is crazy. But yeah, okay. I like the look though. It's like, I did that. So that gets I'll give it 2 chugs, one for the string and one for the really strange release order. 4-inch draw length. Oh. Alright. That was 2, by the way. Dramatic zoom. Absolutely right. Okay, alright, that's done. We've got 3 more to go. I'm saving the best for last year. No. That order. How to bow hunt. Choosing a bow. Start with compound bow. Okay, that's actually reasonable advice. Bow is drawn okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. Cute picture though. Well, I don't like this. This is unsafe, but let's go with this one. So the grip is a that's a full fist grip actually. Not just 4 fingers, but the thumb is curling around as well. So that is a full grip, and the orientation of the elbow is terrible. Our shoulders popped up. This is your typical bad form. This is a typical bad form. So one more. All right. Oh, God. Compound guys. What's with this bow? Guys. What's this? Is this like one of those fantasy bows where you add like extra like spikes to things? And where's the cable guard here? Right, there needs to be like the guardrail. What's that? If Batman had a compound bow, Olympic war bow. Oh dear. But also, yeah, that's not how you draw a compound bow, guys. If you want to derail it with your 1 finger draw of a 60-pound bow, yeah. 2. You know, even if I didn't drink alcohol and I just drank pure juice, I'd probably die. Alright. I pick appropriate arrows. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing wrong with those. Okay. What's she holding? Like the bow arm disappears behind this bow, which doesn't look like a compound bow at all. And she's using an invisible. That's one more. I can't figure this one out there. So that's one more drink. Where's Gildan? He's our official counter, right? He's taking a 20. I'm on 25 now. I said 25, but I added like 2 before. Okay, hunting deer. Yeah, not to worry about this. I'm what the. Okay, moving on. I love the way he's dressed for hunting. It's got these loafers. It's got these designer jeans. It's got this nice sweater. This is cringeworthy as it is. Firstly, you don't hold a bow there. You hold the bow to grip, you knob. But you don't dress like you're going to like a university, class, when hunting deer. That's 2. And one more. He's hunting for neighborhood cats. And dressing the animals. Yeah, not worried about this too much. Okay. Next. How to shoot a recurve bow. Select the bow, yeah. That's okay. There's no oh, there's a rest there. It's not well drawn, but there is a rest there. That's actually not bad. So that's not bad. That's not bad. The same thing flipped over. Okay, we go with that. Yep, draw length is correct. That's not bad either. That's pretty well drawn for a takedown, honestly. No, that's beyond a reference. That's actually a pretty good drawing. He's got a release date, which is actually decently drawn for a WikiHow picture. I'm not is he if he's using it on a that's a recurve bow. You can use release date on recurve, so this is actually not a bad picture. Although I wouldn't wear a cap with the recurve string away. I like Elton John here picking a bow. Yeah, grip's right. Arrow synth's right. That's okay. Love the broadhand this one. That's so archaic. Okay, this one's actually not too bad. The finger tab's not bad either. This is actually quite a detailed finger tab. This is a surprisingly good one. Actually, this is quite luxurious. Yeah, you'd pay that much for that finger tab. Actually, this is I give this probably a 10 out of 10 for drawing. This is actually a really well drawn finger tab. Now that's a good sight. I mean, this is the correct standard mount for the multi-pin sights. Look at a proper click here. This is a Hoyt, by the way. Holy crap! When you can tell a bow from the design of the clicker plate, they're doing a pretty good job on this. I dare say that I'm gonna go on a limb here. Get it? I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say that bow we saw there. I'm gonna say that would be a Hoyt GMX. I'm just gonna guess there. Either Hoyt GMX or it might be a Hoyt Horizon, or even a Sebastian Flute bow. But that is that clicker plate. It's not SF. That's a Hoyt clicker plate. Pretty good actually. Sorry, there's a thing there. Using Photoshop to fix illustrations. I'm not sure what the 75% thing in the chat was. The thing doesn't explain. So I don't know what what it means. There's no D-lip on a recurve. Yeah. The expert artist looks like a mobster. Zoga, $60 for a finger tab. Yes, if you're buying the top competitive tabs, they cost a lot. Give you an example. I've got one here right here. This is the whoa, the whole light just changed there. Cool. Try that again. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, this is the Win-Win We Are with Easy finger tab. That's just around what 100 Australian dollars, which is about that's at 80 US. So something like this will cost a ton. So yeah, don't be surprised what the finger tab costs. The cheap ones are like $5, but the really good ones cost like 50 plus. Stance, yeah, that's fine. Whoa, that's some like bullet time stuff right there. Not sure what's happening with the bow. You should be holding the bow, and this is a typical WikiHow thing, right? Where you basically have the same vector image and you just kind of change the angle, and that's basically the same bow. I will drink to this one because that is you don't hold. Where's he holding the bow? Or is it on the grass, right? So the bow is floating there. That is +1. Pat has a question there. What do you think about pre-drawn and lock the shoulder by holding the bow down? What do you think about pre-drawn and lock the shoulder by holding the bow down compared with doing this process where you lift the bow like the Koreans? I understand what you mean though. The Koreans tend to lock the shoulder up here, then draw back like that. The other way is basically lock it in here, get the shoulders in, and then bring it up there. That's actually a really good question. Depends on what you prefer. There is no one correct way. This basically means all your things are correct. You just go up there, pull back. I find it hard to do it this way though. I prefer getting up here, then the shoulder rotates and pull back here. That's a very good point. The preference, really. Different coach for different things and different people for different things. Alright, back to our tutorial. That's a pretty good drawing of a bow. I'll take that. Hasn't switched sides yet. That's looking pretty good so far. The wood looks weird, but nothing wrong with that. Nice finger tab, I guess. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, the pick things off. 3 under. It's a big hand. Otherwise, that's fine. That's correct. That's weird. Where's the string? I can understand this because you can't see it here, but you're kind of missing something, guys. You're kind of missing something. +1. Morning, Peter. I'm drunk. That's a pretty good bracelet. Oh, hang on, what the hell? Why is the string ahead of the arrow when it's released? +1. Yeah, fine. Okay. Alright. What's the official count? What's the official count on the chugs? Because I'm saving the best to last. Alright, I want to see if are we on 29 now? What am I drinking, Phoenix? Well, I finished my apple pear raspberry juice. I then went to milk, and my last glass is just plain water. Because it's nearly like 1 AM, I don't want to like, stack with sugar. I think the official count is 29. I had one more then, so make it 30. I might be one off, but I had a couple of small drinks before, so make it 30. 30 is our count. So, I said before, I'm saving the best till last. Yeah? Here we go. So, how to string a recurve bow. Without looking this up, can you predict what will go wrong in this tutorial? And I said I'm saving the best till last. The absolute best till last. What do you think will go wrong? Let's find out. So, how to string a bow. Buy a bow stringer. It's not 100% necessary, but it is 100% recommended. This is a well-drawn stringer, by the way. That's actually really good design. So, spot on there. Beautiful. I said this is the absolute best. Check out this bow. This is an unusually good bow. It looks like it's already under tension. It's like they got the vector image and they just removed the string, so it looks a little off, but I can pass on that. So I'm not going to drink to this one. This is pretty well illustrated. You can still see that, it's the hands are the same, just reversed. The bow is the same, but that's okay. This is actually a pretty good bow. Yeah. This is beautiful. This is a very good tutorial. I told you guys. I told you this is the best till last. See? This is so far it's flawless. A very well designed diagram. Very, very good demonstration. Yeah, that's fine. So hold it horizontally. Nice diagram here. The string is slack as it should be. Again, the bow is it looks like under tension, which it shouldn't be when you at this stage. It should be straighter, but that's not a horrible mistake with using vector graphics. And this is pretty good now. This is more like again, like the limbs have to flex. This looks a bit more realistic, but this is correct. And that is also correct. That's fine so far. Right? That looks fine. Yep, big lip over top there. Saddle is beautifully drawn. Confirm the strings. This is a good tutorial, yeah. So far so good, right? Drop it down. Fully strung. Yeah? That looks really good. Sorry. Change the camera. Back up. Sorry, missed that. My mistake. Yeah, this is actually really good. So this is why I repeat that. So, up here, string up. That's the bow there. It's a vector graphic, I believe, or a stock image. So they remove the string. The limbs are under tension, as if it's fully strung, but it's not wrong. It's actually a very nice design bow. That's correct, as you can see there. They slipped the saddle one. It should be on the other side, but it's correctly drawn later on. It's fine. And they put the thing up properly here. That's also correct. The grip is correct here. That's correct. That's also correct. That is also correct. And checking the string. Yep, that is also correct. And that's the string. The string is down there. The string. So that's correct. Yep. And remove the stringer. The knocking point. Yeah, the fact that they actually include two in the bow is interesting. That's a strange knocking point, but not wrong. That's again, nice bow design. Shoot in the new string. It does explain how it will stretch out over time. So far, it looks okay. Alright. So, we're going to play a game. I just spotted this before. We're going to play the game. I want to show you the last image. I want you to count how many things are wrong with this image. Are you ready? Go. So chat, tell me what is wrong with this image. I think I'm beyond the point of drinking now, because I'm going to pass out from water poisoning. But what is going on in this image? Go on guys, type it out. What is wrong with this image? Oh my goodness. I can't even. I would demonstrate, but I don't have my bow with me right now. Yep, Bobbler Book is correct. It is the same vector image. So it's basically the wrong perspective entirely. Like, this is someone who's drawn, like, is drawn over the vector image. The guy that red aiming. This is the a new level archery. Oh dear. Oh dear. So I think we've got quite a few. I think you've covered everything there. But let's talk through what potentially could be wrong here. Now we know what, bruh. Thanks, Andrew. Oh my goodness, bruh. Hey, bro. Okay, so let's go through everything. Okay, so what can we say? The bow is upside down and is holding it not at the grip, but on the bottom of the riser or top of the riser. That's already there. And you know why it happens, because again in WikiHow they use basically stock vector images, and the bow was fantastically drawn. It's fantastically drawn, but they've used the same image and the same perspective to make this picture, and unfortunately it's completely wrong in perspective. It's basically pointing the bow sideways this way. The 2-meter arrow, absolutely, that is so long, you might as well touch the target, and it's aiming like at a different target. Like, and like this doesn't mean it's wrong, but the target should be like, if you're shooting at 10 meters away, it should be like over here somewhere. Yeah, but the whole bow is just, I mean, the bow is correct, but it's just held in the most incorrect way. And you talk about his stance, yes, you talk about his grip and the way he's holding it and all of that. But, oh, man. Red guy, thank you, Pablo. Red guy, dude, bruh, do you even know what you're doing? Bruh, do you know the way? So, I've lost count of these chugs, but let's just do one big one. Let's finish the glass. Whoa. And that is our drinking game done. And what makes you feel kind of bad about this tutorial? Oh, there's more crap. Yeah. Well, okay, brace height's fine. That's it. Okay, once more. That's correct. And the advice is good. And I'll say this. All right. What I feel bad about for this particular one is like the whole thing. Considering you're working with limited resources, the whole tutorial is actually really well done. The stringer is well illustrated. The bow is well chosen. This is really good. This is actually a good guide how to string a bow. There's nothing wrong with this completely. But then you reach like the second last picture, and it's a cluster bomb of like mistakes, and that's such a shame because this is actually a pretty decent guide. So Billy the bassist. This explains some of the shooters I've seen they've learned from Wiki. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. So, what have we learned about archery from WikiHow? Well, firstly, the text isn't that bad. There are a couple of things I might disagree with, but the majority of the information, the majority of information is actually correct. The text parts are accurate. They're well described. They cover exceptions and things you should watch out for. So the text is pretty good, but as Billy the bassist pointed out, the most important part of these guides is the visuals, because most people learn visually. They don't have time to read through instructions. They want to watch someone do it or watch a picture of how to do it. And when the pictures are wrong, then the whole guide is thrown out, unfortunately. So I'd say most of the time the guides were good. Most of the illustrations were passable, if not decent. But the ones which are wrong, the ones which have mistakes, really, really screwed up. So, yeah, that is going to end this live stream. It's nearly 1 AM on a work night. I have to use the bathroom for some reason. So without going into too much detail, I think I will sign off for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have something else to recommend to me to learn archery from, please do. Someone mentioned Expert Village. Okay, that's not too bad. But you know, this could be a fun thing to do. You know, we are of course enhancing our archery knowledge and our archery education, and hopefully, yes, Sandra, that's why you don't take historical drawing seriously. Even in modern times, we F it up. With that in mind, thank you for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I will see you all next time.